Welcome to the show, guys, and welcome to Pattaya, Thailand. Now, I know that a lot of you guys come to Thailand and meet Thai ladies and have a lot of fun, but some of us sometimes get into situations. In 2018, that all changed for Nicholas here, who was accused of attempted murder. And today, Nicholas is in the studio to listen to his story. Welcome to the show, Nicholas.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome to. Nice to meet you, by the way. Thank you for coming in. And Nicholas has come in to tell us the events that sort of started and led up to him ending up in prison in Bangkok. Now, you met a Thai lady, Nicholas, yes?
Yes.
And this was back in when?
It was half of August and end of July in 2018.
2018.
Yeah.
So, of course, like most of the people that come here, you meet a Thai lady,
Yeah.
you get together with her, and everything's fine. I mean, what happened after that? I mean, did you sort of like just go out for a while? Did you move in with each other?
We dated for a while. We spent a couple of weekends together, and there was a spark between us. So I figured we had this discussion together, and we said, let's try and move together and see what happens.
Okay, so after that, I mean, you met the Thai lady, everything's going fine, everything's great, you're on cloud nine, and basically she moves in.
Yeah.
Was that great for you? Was it a good move?
Yeah, I thought it was a good move. With the results in my hand, it wasn't so good, but at the moment it felt good and it felt right.
Mm-hmm. So after being and moving in together with this Thai girl, I mean, where did it go wrong? I mean, what is the event that sort of led up to that night, which we'll talk about in a minute?
We were talking about lies, and I told her, because she was dating guys at the same time, and I was dating several ladies at the same time.
Okay.
And now when we decided to be a couple, I told her that we cannot build a strong foundation, which a relationship is, based on lies. So I told her that, oh, I've been dating this and this at the same time, and everything, and I asked her about her situation, and that she have to tell me too, because we cannot have any lies.
Yeah, sure.
Because that's a bad start.
It's a bad start from the beginning. Now, the situation arose when you asked this lady to leave your apartment, yeah?
Yeah.
So can you tell me about that?
We were talking on and off all the evening, and it turned out that she was lying about many things, and I told her, okay, tell me everything, and we work something out. But tell me 3 lies and you're out, I said. And within 45 minutes, an hour, she lied to me about 9 times.
Okay. So at that point you said,
So I said, this is not going to work, so I want you to leave tomorrow. So I don't want to kick her out in the middle of the night. She had her son there.
Yeah, I was going to point out she had her son.
And we just checked out from her room, so she didn't have a room left. So I said, you can stay the night, but I want you to leave tomorrow.
And at that point she was very happy to leave, or what?
Not
Or is that
really.
where it all went wrong?
Not really. I was a bad man and I was lying, and
Sure. And so talking to you off camera, you've sort of asked her to leave, she's got a son, and you said, hey, you don't have to leave tonight, leave tomorrow, everything's fine. And then suddenly you were sitting at the kitchen table?
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened then?
That was later in the evening, after she put her son to bed and things. She came charging at me from the bed. I was sitting at the kitchen table, finishing a whiskey on the rocks that I had, and screaming and yelling that she wanted 300,000, my motorbike, my iPhone, my iPad, my condo, and everything I own. And she was going to do everything bad for me, and she was slugging furious at me.
So she was high?
Yes.
Okay, so she's pretty high, she's going crazy at you, and then basically from that, a fight starts, does it?
I was pretty drunk, so I was struggling defending myself. I tried to protect my head. On the kitchen table I had several knives because I cooked food earlier this evening for her and her son. So instinctively I just grabbed the knife and like poked her. More like...
Not stabbed her?
No,
poked her?
Poked her. Like, back off.
Yeah.
Stop.
To scare her a little bit, yes?
Yeah. Yes, back off.
And did she?
No. She she went ballistic, and her fighting spirit just kept accelerating and accelerating.
So she's accelerating, she's fighting you, she's going for you, yeah?
Yeah.
So at what point did you pick up the chair?
About 45 seconds later, because she was still coming at me, and I poked her. I remember 2 or 3 times, and then I thought for a split second, I can't continue poking this lady with a knife.
Saying go away, yeah.
Because it will not stop. So I let the knife down, and the struggle continued out from the kitchen and bed area out to the balcony, where I grabbed a chair and I decked her out with it 2 times.
Okay, so she was knocked over with the chair and everything. So talking to you, she came around and then what? She went and fetched
I asked her to leave.
You asked her to leave, and then she went and got a security guard, yes?
Yeah. She went downstairs and she went over to the security guards in the condo and asked for help. And the security guard helped her to call the police. And the police came and took her to, he took her to Junction police station, and she waited there for the ambulance to come to attend her.
I mean, talking to you off camera as well, you said it was like, it was like a nick, it was like
1 centimeter.
1 centimeter. Now, from there, of course, you're arrested, you're taken to Soy 9, yes? Yeah. Now, at Soy 9, what was the process in Soy 9? Did they just charge you there and then, or what happened?
Nothing, they just put me in the arrest unit and shut the door.
Okay, and you stayed there for how long?
2 nights.
2 nights. Then 2 nights in the cells, you're locked up in Soy 9. Then how do you get from there to being sent to Bangkok?
I never got sent to Bangkok. I went sent to Pattaya prison.
Okay, Pattaya prison, okay.
The second day, the arresting police officer came down and brought me upstairs to inquire me about the situation and what happened. And at that time, I still didn't have any memory. So I didn't remember what happened. And he said that I was there for killing lady or trying to kill lady. So I was basically in shock. So I was locked up, and people say that I killed a lady or tried to kill a lady.
Yeah, there's some things that we heard, and we did report on this on the news, as you do, on the news that we do. Now there was something about, just quickly, that we heard that something about you tied this lady up, gagged her, drove around Pattaya on a motorbike with her tied on the back, trying to find somewhere to kill her.
Yeah.
I mean, is that from Walt Disney, or was that true?
That's from Walt Disney. that was actually one of her statements, that I was tied her up and beat her for hours, and then she was still tied up, and I took her for a ride on the motorbike, running around all over Junction looking for a place to kill her.
I can't understand why somebody beat a girl up and then tie her to the back of a motorbike and then drive around for hours and then trying to find somewhere to kill her.
I see no logic whatsoever.
I see no logic in that as well. And also, of course, with all...
And I don't understand how she can even get on the motorbike if she's tied.
I mean,
she has to spread her legs to get on the bike, as far as I know.
Yeah. But, so you're taken and you're put into prison. Now, you're saying off camera we were talking, and something about it was an 84-day process.
Yes, the police officers have 84 days to represent the case for court. So during this time they gather evidence, they do a crime scene investigation and all this normal police business.
Now, you was telling me while you was in court, you were still having TV conversations with people because you don't go to court for a while, do you?
Yeah. During these 84 days, every 12th day you have something they call an online court, where they basically, the prosecutor re-arrests you because the police is not finished with the investigation, because they have 84 days to finish the investigation.
So the end result was that you ended up in court, yes?
Yes.
Now, one thing we have to say is, Nicholas, at the time, you didn't have too much funds, did you?
No.
At the time, but also you had public prosecutor and
public lawyer.
Public lawyer. So basically, they were just the people in Thailand that just help you, yes?
Yeah.
And they were good for you, yeah? You were saying off camera.
I'd like to honor that actually both the police and the court system. They were very professional, very correct. They did everything.
Yeah, because we hear
By the book, actually.
Yeah, because we hear a lot of stories sometimes, and people say they didn't do this or they didn't do that. But talking to you off camera, I mean, they couldn't have done much more to help you, could they?
They did everything right and everything by the book. And I think the prosecutor realized in early stages that we have to do everything straight by the book, because there was a lot of publicity around this case.
Yeah.
So they can't do any shortcuts.
Sure.
Then people's going to start talking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, another falang in Thailand, he paid and got out.
Yeah.
So we did the whole 9 yards.
I mean, one of the things that we can say as well is that I know that while you was in prison, you gave a little bit of money to this lady to help her, which is a Thai tradition, to try and help them rehabilitate or whatever, which is a great gesture. But one of the things what I want to ask you is, at what stage and at what day out of the 84 days did you end up in the court where it was adjourned, was it the court? You found not guilty?
After 84 days, they have to send you to court.
Okay.
And the first time you go to court, you basically talk to television, you talk to the judge, and the judge asks you if I accept or deny the charge. And I say, no, I do not accept. And then they send you back to prison and give you 1-2 more weeks to think about it.
Okay. And then after that, you're allowed to go to a real court?
No, then you go back to the same court.
Okay.
After 1 or 2 weeks, and this time you actually meet the judge in person. And they do the same thing all over again. The judge asks you, do you accept or do you deny? And I denied. And then they send you back to prison. And then you come back after, this time they gave me 1 month to think about it. And then you go back to court again. And this time you actually go upstairs and you talk to the prosecutor and the judge in person. And they basically ask the same question again. Do I accept it or do I deny? And I deny. And then they send you back and you have to wait 1-2 months, depending on the court system, how much they have to do to think about it again.
Okay, so after all this process, at what stage did you get out of the prison?
6th time I went to court. Then the actual trial begins. The witnesses turns up, the police turns up. My defense lawyer is there, the prosecutor is there, the judge is there, everybody is there, and then the actual trial process begins.
Okay, and at this stage, after everything had happened in the court and you went through everything, you were found not guilty, yes?
Yeah.
And it was thrown out, finished?
Yeah. I was not guilty of trying to kill. I don't have the exact terms because I'm not good in Thai, but obviously I hurt the lady. But I wouldn't call it a domestic disturbance. I hurt her during self-defense.
Okay.
So I got probation 1 year and 12 hours community service.
Okay, and okay, so that's 12 hours per month you have to do now for community service?
12 hours in total.
In total?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I can only do 6 hours at a time, so it's 2 times.
From listening to your case, and I mean, you know, we spoke off camera about this.
Yeah.
There's 2 people in a relationship. Not everybody's innocent.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, you'd had a drink and she was high and these things. But it just shows you how quickly things can just escalate. You know, 1 minute you're just arguing and having a normal argument, and the next thing is it can turn into attempted murder in your case. I mean, what would you say to the people out there now watching the program? What advice would you give to anybody that's in a relationship? You know, listen, we're not talking about all relationships. There's some fantastic relationships going here in Thailand, but of course there's always the odd one that goes wrong, and people jump in too quick with people. Yeah, they get together too fast. What do you think you've learned from this? What do you think the lesson is that you've learned?
If I could do it all over again?
Yeah.
I would open the door and run.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I would probably say that's a great answer.
Actually.
You know, they used to say there's
It was my property, it was my home. I defended myself and my property.
Yeah, sure.
But with the results in hand in 8 months of my life in Thai prison,
looking back, you'd probably just open the door and gone out.
I can work hard and buy a new home.
Yeah,
We'll
sure.
probably open the door and run.
They say this.
Fast as I can.
You know, they say that the three most important words in a relationship or a marriage is not "I love you," it's "I was wrong."
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes you were wrong. So probably the thing that you have to find with, like I've learned over the years that I've been here, is if you sort of, and I've been married 12 years, and of course I've had arguments, and everybody has arguments. But the thing is, with a lot of arguments, it's a case of just like saying, yeah, okay, I'm walking away, and letting things cool down, and then come back later to it. Where of course the European way of thinking, the Falang way of thinking, is to carry on arguing, which then of course the other culture is to carry on even more, and that's how things escalate. Where in the past on the news we've done things that are very small, and they've turned out very big, which in your case it did. You know, is there anything else you'd like to say on camera for us? Is there anything that you would like just to make a point of?
I was facing 20 years in a Thai prison, and considering this story that I tied her and gagged her and all of this probably added another 10 years, so I was probably facing 30 years. I'm 50 years this year. I don't think I would have ever came out.
No.
That would be the end of it.
But I think it's, you know, Nicholas, I think that it's really good of you to come on here and talk on camera about your situation. And you know, like I said, you said we're all not innocent, but things do go pretty quick. But of course, the things that the people here on holiday and come to Thailand have to look at is, this is not Europe, it's not the UK, it's not like this. Over here you get very big sentences, very quick.
And it can go sour really quick here.
Yeah, and like you say, you had to wait a long time, even before you actually met real people, to speak to real people, to say, I mean, listen, I didn't really actually do this.
I had a really good lady that stood by me through all this process, and she visited me every day in prison for 8 months.
Yeah.
And she did a lot of work. She went to my condo, and she sat for days looking surveillance camera movies, and actually found that the lady was lying on the cameras.
Well, I'm glad for you, and I hope that the lady you're with now is...
The land of CCTV camera works.
CCTV works.
If you don't have it, get it.
You definitely. The two things in life that have helped a lot of people is DNA and CCTV. Yeah. So, listen, Nicholas, thank you very much for coming into the studio. It's been really good to meet you, okay? And thanks for your experience, and I'm sure from now on it'll be you and your new lady will have a great life together, because she sounds as though she's a great girl.
Yeah, I need to do some serious taking care of and make things right.
That's it. Good. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.